We're better for longer. That's one of the things that we've talked about is having some consistency to quality possessions. And we've bounced around quite a bit depending on the games that we're talking about. Where we will have some good stretches and then have some stretches where our possessions aren't as good. I felt like this weekend we were much more consistent, had longer stretches of good possessions. That was a real positive. Some good individual play again for Bowen and for Nate. Feel like those guys continue to take good steps. And sometimes when you're young like that, even a small step, whether it be a closeout, a footwork situation, a read you make on a ball screen, like even a small step for young guys is really a big deal for them in terms of picking up some confidence. And I thought we saw that from both Bowen and Nate, but also, Jim, Noah had his best 80 minutes. He's had some good stretches, but he had his best 80 minutes. Good to have Titan on the floor. He obviously had a good weekend for us. But I would say biggest thing, Jim, and it would be the consistency of quality possessions. Stacking up possessions for longer, and we had more of that this weekend. To really emphasize the point, Jim would beat us on the scoreboard in Game 2. We didn't have as many of the quality defensive possessions, and that at the end of the day, I know not making free throws makes the game harder to have success. Not shooting it well from the three-point line makes it harder to have success. Had we defended and had the discipline we needed on 5 or 6 more plays, everything else could have stayed the same, and we would have had a successful day yesterday. So it let us down a little bit, yesterday.
Well, Coach, looking forward, what are we going to see this weekend at home?
Yeah, before I get to Indiana State, Jim, it's always, practice is always so important, and the reason I start with that is, once we get to Saturday, we play Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. So the practice opportunities won't be as many once we get to Saturday. So our practices on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, they're always important. Each practice opportunity is important. But for that reason, number one, we aren't going to have as many of them, and we're going to be short in terms of days in between games. So the things you can get done, the intensity, you still want that to be high, but you can't go as long. You've got to do more scouting than working on your own team. So that one. And then two, Taiwan should be fully able to practice. James should be good to go. Austin should be good to go. Our next practice is Wednesday, Jim, so I'm looking ahead to Wednesday. Okay. But Taiwan, James have not practiced for 7 to 10 days. They should be good to go Wednesday. Austin should be good to go Wednesday. And then, Gonard didn't play as much this weekend. We shifted positions with him last week, and so working to find a good spot for him. So our 3 practices for those 2 reasons, Jim, extremely important. Indiana State obviously playing well. They've won 5 in a row. Doing a nice job of getting the most out of their possessions. They will play in transition, but they're doing a good job of playing in the half court right now. They're grinding people out in the half court with their offense and working to find a mismatch and trying to take advantage of that. They've got a couple of the better players in our league. LaRavia checks all the boxes. You're going to see 4 or 5 different offensive categories and rebounding. He's going to have numbers in all of them. Handles the ball a lot for him as a bigger player, power forward, and sometimes playing that center position. And then Tyreek Key has been one of the better players in the league. Cooper Neese is an older guy that really makes threes. So, but the thing that I've seen the most with them is they're grinding it out both ends. Defensively, they're strong. They make it hard for you. At the offensive end, if they don't get something early in transition that they like, Jim, they're going to make you guard them. And Key is going to touch the ball. LaRavia is going to touch the ball. Williams is going to touch the ball. Like they're going to put it down on the block. They're going to make you guard them. And they've done a great job of that.
Hey Ben, I wasn't able to ask you yesterday. Did Austin tweak something right before the half, or why wasn't he able to go in the second half yesterday?
Yeah, Todd, he wanted to give it a go. And as we got through that first half, he said he was fine, but at halftime, just checking with him again, just was off just a little bit, Todd. But as I talked about, I don't know if you heard or saw it. He passed all the protocol stuff. Obviously, I talked to him the night after the first game. I talked to him throughout the day, and our conversations were real simple. I said, Austin, you're only going to go out there if you feel you've passed all the protocol stuff, but that doesn't mean you're going out there. That means you're cleared to play. You're only going out there if you feel good about good and confident and comfortable, and he did. When the game started, Todd, but he just wasn't at ease in that first half. So made the decision not to play him in the second half.
And just what did you like about Titan Anderson's premiere? He was really good his first two games.
Yeah. Thanks, Todd, for mentioning that. His presence was really good. He only had 2 practices, prior to this past weekend where he did some 5-on-5 and did some up and down. He had been doing some skeleton stuff for a week, 10 days, where he had been doing some live stuff, but live in terms of 3-on-0, 5-on-0, some individual drills that didn't end in competitive action. So he'd only really had 2 days of some up and down. So I didn't know what to expect from in terms of production, but we did know what we were going to get in terms of his presence. He's a fighter. He's gonna lay it on the line. He wants to win every possession, loose ball, rebound. Like as you saw, Todd. We knew we'd get that. I didn't know what kind of production, and obviously he had some production this weekend as well.